Hi, and welcome to my account. I call myself the Autism Pianist, and as my first post here, I want to tell you a bit about who I am and why I have created this account. My name is Anna Jubro, and I'm 25 years old. I am a classically trained pianist and completed my bachelor's degree in the spring of 2024. After that, I began studying pedagogy to become a piano teacher, and I also started teaching my first students. Becoming a piano teacher is actually something I have dreamed of since I was a kid. When I grew up, I listened to a lot of film music. The music went straight into my heart and really touched me. When I watched movies, it was often the music that drew my attention more than the movie itself. I used to look for sheet music to the soundtracks and bring them to my piano teacher. Learning to play my favorite music was truly my biggest joy. Piano playing became my way of expressing myself and to get in touch with my emotions. When thinking about the future, I was more and more drawn to the thought of helping others get the ability to, like me, play the music that they love. And that's when my long-term goal to become a piano teacher was born. I wasn't classically trained from the beginning, and my interest in classical music came much later. My piano teacher made sure that I got to play music that I wanted, things that I liked and thought were fun to play. This made me develop a very strong inner motivation. For me, film and video game music was what touched me the most during my childhood. I remember my excitement every time I watched a movie with music that really touched me, and the joy when I succeeded in finding a piano arrangement and sheet music, which I brought to my teacher. Today, I also enjoy classical music a lot, and I also see it as a strong foundation and a solid technical base. But I think it's important to teach different genres, taking the student's wish into account. My philosophy is that it's best to let the students play what they like, while you also inspire and introduce them to things they may not have discovered yet. Throughout my life, I've struggled quite a lot with stress, burnout, and anxiety. And in the summer last year, as a 24-year-old, I was diagnosed with autism level 1. Since then, a lot has fallen into place, and my well-being has improved tremendously. I have finally started to truly understand myself. I have received great help from my local support services, and I have learned to structure my life around the way I function and my needs. Now I understand what causes me stress, what takes my energy, and what gives me energy. Reading about autism and other neurodevelopmental conditions has become one of my biggest interests, so-called special interests. This makes me learn new things every day about both myself and other people. One of the things I've learned is how much energy social interaction takes from me. Now that I've started seeing the patterns, I realize how drained I become afterwards, where I need a long time, sometimes several days, to recover from all the sensory input. If I don't rest enough, I quickly fall into burnout and anxiety. This made me realize something difficult, because for all these years, my mind has been set on working as a piano teacher and it has been my dream job. But with my new knowledge, is it really fitting for me as an autistic person to have a job where I constantly interact with people? A profession where the social interaction with the students is the central part of it, and where I also need to maintain an energetic and motivating atmosphere. For how long could I keep that up before I crash, which I've done before when things have become too much? When I started working after summer, my fears were confirmed. Even though I've only been teaching 1 day a week, combined with half-time studies, I can already tell that I wouldn't be able to handle that kind of work life on a larger scale. I love my students, and to see their joy when they get to learn something they like is one of the most beautiful things I know. But the energy it takes from me is too much. 1 day a week could possibly work out, at least for now, but in the long run, I need another solution in order to have a work life that's sustainable for my health. This realization has been confusing and sad, since teaching is something I'm very passionate about, and it's what I've chosen to educate myself in. At the same time, I know that I have to respect my way of functioning and prioritize what I need for my well-being. Therefore, I have tried to find a solution where I can work with what I love and have studied for without burning out. Alongside my musical interest, my interest in learning about autism and other neurodevelopmental conditions has grown stronger and stronger. I'm really passionate about spreading knowledge about this, to help other people understand themselves better, and also to make neurotypical people understand us neurodivergent people better. Ideally, I would like to find a way of combining my passion for both piano teaching and spreading knowledge about autism. It would be wonderful to help others understand themselves while also providing them with an adapted environment for learning to play the music they love. I would like to be a piano teacher who offers autistic people a safe and calm environment where they feel seen and understood, and where they get to do things in a structured way at their own pace. But the problem remains. I still don't have much social energy to work with. But what if I could instead teach others how to be that kind of teacher? A teacher with an environment and pedagogy adapted to autistic people's way of functioning and with a deep understanding of their needs. What if I could even do this digitally from home with minimal social interaction and sensory input? This way, I could work in a way that's sustainable for my health in the long run, while at the same time doing something I'm passionate about and that I believe is important for our society. With that thought, a new goal and future plan took form. To be able to contribute to a better understanding of autism and thereby creating better autistic living conditions and an inclusive society is my new driving force. It feels especially meaningful to me to share autism knowledge within the world of piano teaching, since playing music is often very helpful for autistic people, and it can play an important role in their lives, including my own. Here on social media, I will post mixed content about autism, piano, and pedagogy. I will also share information about the digital education projects I'm planning. Thank you so much for reading or listening, and I hope that you want to join me on this new journey. Knowledge leads to understanding, and understanding leads to acceptance. And if we reach the level of acceptance that autistic people and others outside the norm deserve, we will have created a safe and inclusive society where everyone is welcome. Together we can make a difference and help each other see beyond the norm.